Shout outs to the good people down at Independent Dope. Like,
All right, Julissa Bartholomew, aka the Trophy Life. Welcome to Independent Dope.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Appreciate your time. So before we get started, how'd you come up with that name, Trophy Life?
Well, I had this old double XL spread that I had on my wall when I was younger, and it was called the Trophy Wife. And I kind of like flipped the last word around to life because I didn't want anything that was kind of like associated to a man or marriage or anything like that. Like, I took a liking to the spread and the person in the picture and everything, and the name itself, like the Trophy Life, like I feel like it attracts winning, positive energy, a whole lot of positive wins and stuff like that. And I feel like ever since I have adopted that name, a lot of good shit has been coming for me. So
Yeah, that's fine. So we don't really get into like the whole life story things. My conversations is more the meat potatoes, industry talk, business. But you are from Brooklyn.
correct, right? Yeah, Canarsie, to be exact.
Okay. That explains some of the Brooklyn bias, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get that's in my notes. We're gonna get to that. And what was that like? Heavy Caribbean?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of well, my parents are Grenadian, but it's a lot of Jamaican, Haitian. Like everybody I grew up with came with like some type of West Indian descent.
All right. So the thing I like to ask everybody, because at the nucleus of this entertainment industry, specifically the music the music industry is the music itself. Whether you're artist, designer, executive, producer, at what point did you know like you wanted to follow this lane? Like, we getting paid off the rhythm.
When I was about 14, 15, I originally I knew I wanted to do something in music, but I originally thought that I was going to be a journalist.
Okay.
So, my love for, the behind the scenes of the industry kind of came from me trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do for real.
Yeah. Well, the thing I like about the behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know is, I've always played a behind the scenes role, and you yourself, so it's like it's more of a thankless position as far as the public's concerned, but the longevity is in behind the scenes because people throw away artists every 2 months.
That's a fact.
But you could grow gray, be rich, know every famous person in the world if that's what matters, and people not know you on the street.
That's a fact.
But I feel like I think I seen you. Maybe you posted it. Like every artist has a team, and it could be the same 50 people working for multiple artists, but it's like every artist has that 50. So can you just talk about the importance of like the behind the scenes players?
I feel like the people behind the scenes are the people that are making sure that this artist is being vouched for, this artist is being spoken about in places that they haven't reached yet. It's a big part of the advocacy for the artist. Like, the people behind the scenes are making sure everything is done, whether it's press, A&R, making sure beats are paid for, digital, making sure that your content is in the right places, making sure that you're reaching the right outlets, making sure you're being put in front of the right cameras, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. You're currently senior director A&R at Interscope.
Correct.
And I know you work with cinematic. A lot of people wear so many different hats. So when people come to you and they say I rap or I do this or that, what type of advice do you generally give them as far as getting their foot in the game?
First and foremost, there's people that come up to me and they're like, yeah, I rap, I want to do music, and I'm so serious about this. And I'll be like, okay, well, show me your stuff. Oh, well, I haven't recorded a song yet. Like, yeah. I just know I want to do it. That's just something I'm passionate about. You're not passionate about anything that you're not currently doing.
And it should be readily available.
Yes, like it's a joke to me. Like, I posted something about I'm lying. somebody I know posted something about being passionate in this business, and that's how, you know, this is being like how music is progressing and stuff like that. And somebody was like, yeah, you know, I'm passionate about music too. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to show people that you're passionate about this?
Right.
Like, you have to take this very serious. Like, whether you're getting $1 from it right now or not, like, if you can't prove to people that this is what you want and this is what you're doing, and they can't foresee you doing this 10 years from now, then you're not doing yourself the due diligence.
Yeah, and more often than not, people in any position in the industry, it's like you were probably already doing your job 10 years before you were getting paid for it. So it's like you might have been doing it in high school and you didn't even know.
For sure.
You know, we both have a background in management, and the whole time I was learning management and promotion, I didn't even realize simultaneously I was learning a bunch of marketing. You dig? Even outside of school, I went to school and all that, but you know, when you turn around 10 years past, you're like, wow, I know how to answer these questions legitimately, and then you didn't even realize you were doing it. And this is before the checks come. And I think people too often, they think it just comes with what they're presented with, like overnight.
Right. They say that you need like 10,000 hours in to be an expert at anything you do, and it's totally true. Like, you cannot, you know, expect what you don't put into this business.
Facts. Now, with that being said, do you believe that there are still overnight success in the game? It's a two-part question too.
I don't really feel like there is such thing, because even the people that we think are overnight successes, it's still an illusion. Because let's say, oh, well, this person went viral on TikTok. You don't know how much TikToks they put up before that one went viral. That's not an overnight success. That's still that's still a grind, because you don't know how much trial and error they went through before they got to that viral moment.
Or and you may agree with me or not, but a lot of times there's budgets behind these, you know. So like people think like, oh my goodness, every page in the world posted this artist, he's lit. The whole time it's like, yeah, they opened up a budget for him. Mm-hmm. You find that happens a lot?
Yes, but in the same sense, somebody could put $1 million behind you getting posted on every page and it does not go viral.
True. You can't buy the game.
Yeah, so it's like, it's still a viral moment even if you did pay, and then it has success. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like somebody could put the same amount of money and not have that success with that same, you know, backing.
Yeah, the reason I say
or
that
positioning.
That's true. The reason I say that is because I find a lot of artists, they don't want to invest in anything other than the visual. Mm-hmm. You know, I have people I work with that'll spend, you know, $5,000 on the fit for the video and then put $0 into the marketing because they think it's just supposed to happen.
Right.
You know, so what's it like? Because people always ask me this all the time. How much you think it costs to get a single going?
That's a good question.
You can say over under a certain amount, over 100. We know it's over 100, but the average guy who just wants to build that.
The average guy. This is tough because it's like.
Or can it not happen for the average guy?
I mean, yeah, of course it can. There still can be some type of level of success achieved by, you know, just putting some money into your business. This is tough.
Yeah. I mean, there's not one number.
Yeah, it really isn't, because it's going to vary by everyone. Some people need help in the visuals, so it might cost more on videos than it would cost with digital. Maybe they got the internet on smash, but their visuals is whack. Like it depends. And then it really depends. Like and then radio is not cheap. You know, like a local radio
talk about it.
A local radio campaign is gonna cost you some chicken. It's
That's
not
a fact.
like
and you're getting played at night.
Yeah, I don't even want to throw out no numbers out there, but it's just like you can reference where Coach K or P said, you know, you have to spend $200,000 on a single on radio for it to go on the charts. So that can help you put in perspective how much that type of stuff costs.
Do you think the viral presence is like the best way to build an artist though currently?
Being that everybody's phone is in their hand right now, yes, I do feel like that.
That's true. So working for labels, and I'm sure you've consulted with other labels. Is that the number one thing they look for, like viral presence?
No, because there's a lot of viral people that actually don't have any success after they went viral. You know, it's like
It's true too.
you have to look to see if that stuff is pouring out into other avenues of their career. Like, okay, you went viral on TikTok. Is your following growing on Instagram?
True.
Are people buying tickets to come see you? Who's talking about you? Is there any like reputable people talking about you? Executives, other artists? Like, is anybody co-signing it? Like, there's a lot of shit that you have to take into consideration when you talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I also think that's super true. I think like basically, some people are not ready to go viral per se. Like, it's like if I know I'm gonna have a moment, or let's say I'm having an appearance on a TV show, it's like, have your links ready, have your website ready.
Right.
It's like, are you ready to go? Do you have a song ready to go?
Right. Like, even when people pour money into marketing, if you don't have if you want to just look viral on the internet and you don't have like a Spotify page or Apple Music page, you don't have a website, your Instagram is not up, then you're really doing it for nothing. You're going viral for no reason, because that stuff has to be able to backtrack to something. Like, you have to be able to connect it to something that will benefit you.
Yeah.
Even if you want to go viral on Instagram, make sure that you have a video up, a music video or something that people can go back and see something else of yours.
100%. I agree. Yeah, that's a fact. It's like just have all your ducks in a row. And I just was with an artist, no names, but he was saying he had a difficulty because when he went to a label, he had like 5 or 6 Spotify pages up because it was fan-made pages, old pages, this old page, another fan-made page, different spellings. And it's like, they're like, we can't work with all those. They need one page to show everything. So that's super important. So I'm sure you have artists run down on you all the time. Your email is probably packed full with things. So just generally, like, what do you look for in an artist? Like, that's super general question, but like, what makes you feel like somebody's it?
Well, I really do like artists with a super good story. Mm-hmm. Like, good music is always gonna win, but if you have that story, that's something that's gonna set you apart and make people more intrigued to know you, and it makes you more personable, because you might have something that other people can relate to but never had someone to listen to that went through the things that they did.
Yeah, that's true. So is that, because I know you from working with Jeezy Mula, is that what made you want to manage him? Yeah,
like, I feel like he had a very compelling story at a young age. From the time he was like 17, I feel like people always talked about him, and he was like, the thing that was intriguing about him was like, he was just like super young and flexing harder than a lot of the older people that was in the game. So it was like, I think he was 17, he had like a Porsche or something, like, it was just like, and that wasn't just it was constant, flexing, the jewelry, the money, the cars, so it's like, you want to know the artist after that. You want to know, how is this happening? Like, how does this person think that they're able to do these things? Like, you just want to dive deeper into the artist. So it's like,
yeah, I feel like his momentum was crazy before he got locked up.
Right.
But I don't want to say anybody took his spot, but some people occupied the space he probably would be occupying. You dig? You think when he comes home, you don't agree?
I feel like people used his formula, to take a spot. Okay. Not his spot, because you can't take the originator's spot.
Oh.
So, they might have been holding it down while, he's gone, but we all know where the inspiration and the motivation for them to even become who they are now came from.
Yeah, and I feel like a good part of the country gravitated towards that that energy around that movement, that woo movement, things like that. Whatever it represents, you know, outside of music is something different, but within the music, it's like even on fashion, like it's on clothing and all that. So I feel like that's where, I mean, like he would be one of the people in the main, you know, stage as far as that energy. But do you feel like it'll pick up right where it left off?
For sure. The reason why I fell in love with Jeezy and his like style and shit is because it was the music, it was a lifestyle, it was like people wanted to be him, people wanted to know him, and to this day that's still, you know, how I feel about him. And I felt like that since before, you know, people even knew too much about him. Like, I don't know, it just like when people just have like this aura where it just makes people want to kind of divulge into their like life. It's like,
he was young. And he's still young.
Like it was just like, it was something intriguing about what was going on. Like he had a story. Like he was known for, you know, being the youngest flexing person, male in Canarsie, you know, back in those days. So it's like, how could you not want to know who this artist is?
Yeah,
and listen to his music to see how the hell, you know, these things is going on and how he's doing this. Like, it was just amazing.
No, but I asked all that because it's, you know, just the viral presence is like, it just seems like the super important thing that everybody focuses on, from the individuals to the labels. But you said like that's not the end all be all of everything. You know, IndependentDope, you know, I started it based upon building viral presence for people. So that is also one of my fortes, but organic growth though. But that's why I always wonder.
I got to give you your flowers too, because I feel like,
talk about it.
IndependentDope was one of like the first outlets in the tri-state area that actually was able to really put some light on our artists for real. We didn't have what we have now when you were, you know, running that heavily. Like, we didn't have What New York Sounds Like. We didn't have any drill pages. We had literally zero outlets.
It's a fact.
It might have been like whoever was hot enough to get on like Hot 97, Who's Next, and then that was it. We didn't have no platforms, nobody to interview us, nobody to post us. We didn't have any of that. So, you know, people need to definitely give you your flowers for that, for actually starting something that helped develop the New York scene.
Yeah, and definitely, and my thing is heavily on like, almost the least famous you are, the more likely I am to fool with it. You dig? Because it's like, we both know once you're lit, you already have, not even say you have all the help you need, but once you're lit, you have a certain amount of momentum and help that can come with it once you have all these people running with you. Right. But the random person that you just, you know, you could just, and people think everything comes with $1. If that was the case, I'd been a millionaire. I'm not. But you know, you're just scrolling and you see somebody and you just like it. It's like, sometimes if you're not doing anything, it takes you 10 minutes, you do a quick little research and you post it if you like it. Right. And that one thing can get people super lit, you know. Yeah, we've been a part, not all credit, but definitely the Real Right Sport, you know, stuff like Young Devin. For sure. She's super dope, she can rap. There's nothing else that needs to be said, you know.
There's a couple people that we, you know,
Billy B, Connie. I've been posting her since 2016. Yeah. 17.
I'm sure you were also posting Lola Brooke.
Oh yeah. So that song, and actually that'll help us get to our next section. Do you feel like this is the best time right now for female rappers?
For sure, because I feel like people are starting to appreciate, you know, them as like a genre, like, yeah, you know, like it's like 50. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of support as far as like they have their own playlists, they have their own websites, they have their own Instagram pages. Like, you know, it's just something like it's a movement.
Top 5 female MCs right now?
I don't even like.
Okay, just not that top 5.
I'll give you 5 that I like.
5 that you like, yeah. Top 5
I'll give you 5 that I like.
Make it a little can separate it. But just 5 that you think are dope. Go ahead.
Number 1, there's a very dope artist that I work with out of Houston. Her name is Sally Sosa. Okay. She can sing and she can rap. She's dope as hell. So that's 1. I love Cardi. You know. Are we doing like Like, are we doing like underground? What we doing?
Well, 5 in general. Cardi's, she's dope. She has her flowers.
Yeah,
but if you want to mention that,
I feel like she's had like the best verse.
okay.
For
What's
this
5
year.
people you think could use extra light?
Mona Leo.
Okay, where's she from?
I want to say she's from Texas, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Who else? Five. There is a girl from Oakland, California named Lil Kayla. I love her. Okay. Absolutely love her.
I like
who
Oakland
else?
rappers.
You say you like what?
I like Oakland rappers. There's a chick out of Oakland named, I think her name's King Key. And she, you know what I'm talking about?
Nah.
Oh, but, but she's dope though. She's dope. Super Oakland, but they have a certain swag about them.
Who else? Connie Diamond is fire. Who else?
I got another question about female rappers.
What is it?
How you feel about the ones that don't write their own bars? Does it matter? Does it matter to you?
I mean, listen, man. There are verses and there's stuff going on that we think these people are writing themselves, and we like, oh well, we love it because we know you don't know shit.
Facts.
You don't know nothing unless you sat in the room with them and you know for 100% fact that they wrote it. You don't know nothing. Just stop.
I was just sitting with somebody who wrote. I don't want to say which platform, but they wrote. These Funk Flex, LA Leakers, all these freestyle platforms. They wrote a whole freestyle for somebody else, and they let us hear it.
Was it a woman?
No, it wasn't a woman.
Okay.
It was actually a guy right in front of the guy.
Okay.
But when he goes up there and he raps it, everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, he's nice."
Yeah.
And
this is what happens every day. So me personally, I feel like it may not be how this shit was originally built as far as hip hop goes, but it's another form of it. Like
entertainment.
It's entertainment. It's like everybody can't even duplicate what somebody, like everybody can't repeat a rap that somebody else wrote for them. Like it's an art in itself to be able to even make that yours and make it sound good. Like everybody can't do that.
That's super true.
So it's like, who am I?
I don't know. I personally prefer the person to write, but some people I don't care. You dig? If I found out Cam didn't write the songs and Come Home With Me, I'll be devastated.
Right, and I feel like rap is the only thing that people even care that, like, bro.
It is.
You telling me you'll be mad at a rapper because they didn't write that shit, but Rihanna, who's one of the biggest freaking superstars, she can literally have every song that she's ever had blow up written by somebody else, and it's okay because she's a singer. Like it doesn't make any sense.
They'll say the talent is in the vocals, but like you said, if you could just write for anybody, then anybody could be a rapper. We know that's not true. Because some people literally, you've probably seen people that yo, you rap, you will be a star.
Right.
But they just don't want to leave whatever they're doing. But some people, what they're doing. But, this is the best time, like we said, for women MCs and female artists, etc. Do you feel like right now it's based upon like this resurgence or this bigger voice for women's empowerment?
Well, I have like a love-hate relationship with women empowerment.
Oh.
Like the whole enchilada of women empowerment. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities, great opportunities. There's a lot of great platforms, events, that surround the idea of women empowerment. But there's also a lot of like, people that may be doing it just for aesthetic purposes.
Okay.
Which I'm like totally like, I'm against, because it's like, please practice what you preach behind closed doors as well. Because if you're just gonna go to an event and portray to be this person that is going, advocating for women, but behind closed doors you're saying, things about your peers like, oh, well, this girl is copying everything I do, or I don't want to promote this girl because she might take my shine. Like it's just.
Yeah. I think
it's counterproductive.
I agree. I think the concept of being copied or somebody take, I always say, and I try to follow this myself, your idea doesn't have to be exclusive, just make sure your execution is. Because anytime you do anything that's gonna be consumed by the public, somebody's gonna take it.
Right.
You know, and even stuff that we think is original, even within our own self, we got, you know, inspired by something, you know what I'm saying? You just figure out a way to make it yourself.
I feel like, you know, there's enough money out here for everybody.
Super.
And like you said, inspiration has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, instead of making a negative out of, you know, someone appearing to look like, you know, they're moving a certain way, maybe inspired by you, you should probably embrace it. Like, maybe you should look at that person like, you know, I see a lot of myself in you, let me help you. Like, that is the type of woman empowerment that I want to see.
Yeah, there's definitely strength in numbers, and I feel like sometimes it's rooted in everybody doesn't believe in their own earning potential. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is it? If he does it, I can't do it type mentality, you know. But it's like me winning doesn't mean you gotta fail. Like, there's definitely enough money for everybody out here, literally. You know, I don't even care about being the richest. Just give me mine. You know what I'm saying? But
For sure.
There's some people, they really, really have it on them to be like that. But are you going to change that? You know, as far as how, you know, the women you work with and you inspire, like, you feel like you push the opposite of that?
I believe Michael Jackson said you have to start with the man in the mirror.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with this woman in the mirror. And I am going to be one of the people that practice what they preach.
That's fire. So what you going to tell to the next person that wants to be like you?
I see myself. I see myself in you, and if you need any help, call my phone.
Yeah, I always say, one of my guys, he said, a real good piece of advice he told me, he said, basically he said, I lost enough money for both of us, so before you do anything, you know, call me first. And I'm like, that's
honorable.
Yeah. Like, he's from Brooklyn too. Okay. But all right. So what's the best advice you've received in the game?
Apply the same energy on day 2 million as you did on day 1.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, that's a fact. Keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah, don't let up.
And what's the best advice, you know, that you would give somebody who's trying to go from, you know, they always say over the hump. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the best way to put it? You know, so many people, like, there's levels of the underground as well as there's levels in the industry. You know, you have an A-list celebrity, B-list, whatever. You know, you have the guy in his bedroom making music, and you have the guy that's knocking on the door, almost there, like, industry attention. You know, what do you say the best way is to, like, get over that hump?
If you feel like you are going in an upward trajectory, continue to do whatever it is that you're doing. Don't switch anything. Maybe do things in addition to what you're doing, but don't switch. I feel like being consistent is the way to get over the hump. Like, you just gotta hang in there. As we can see, you know, with somebody recently, Lola Brooke. She's been rapping since, I don't know the exact year, maybe 2018, maybe, or a little later than that. And we're about to be in 2023. So it just shows you, you know, staying true to who you are, and keeping your foot on the gas is gonna help you get over that hump. Like, she's just got over that hump where she's not just a super local success. It's like now, you know, everybody else is getting to see, you know, who she is.
Once I seen Kim K do the TikTok, I'm like, well, whatever the price was yesterday, it definitely, if she was getting 5, it's 30. Like,
for sure,
I was like, it's a wrap, it's over.
For sure.
You know, but okay, I think we can stop right there. Trophy Life. Appreciate having you.
Thank you.
All right.
Shout outs to the good people down at Independent Dope. Like,